Today on KVSS News, reporting live from Fort Erie, Ontario. Good morning. My name is Shubomi Akirowo and
My name is Kenyatta Makasi.
breaking news. 23% of the deaths in developing nations are linked to pollution from electronic waste. Electronics for consumers are being treated more like disposable items more and more every day, and this leads to the rapid production of electronic waste, which is also known as e-waste. One major factor causing this trend is that companies are endlessly marketing new technologies to the public, which effectively renders recent products as obsolete. In 1999, the average lifespan of a United States computer was 46 years. By 2005, the lifespan had shrunk down to less than 2 years. In 2016, the number shrunk even further with the introduction of more and more new devices. Compounding the problem is that the e-waste is disposed improperly, but little do we know about the effects of the e-waste on the environment.
It is important to dispose of e-waste properly to prevent the following. Firstly, negative effects in the third world countries. The release of toxic and unhealthy chemicals like arsenic, barium, and beryllium, and some others put lots of lives at stake. For example, in 2008, it was seen that Guiyu, China, a place that is found to have the highest level of cancer-causing dioxins in the world, has an e-waste dump. Residents of Guiyu are not the only ones at risk. Researchers such as Brett Robinson, a professor of soil and physical sciences at Lincoln University in New Zealand, warned that wind patterns in southeast China disperse toxic particles released by open-air burning across the Pearl Delta River region, home to 45 million people. In this way, toxic chemicals from e-waste enter the soil crop food pathway, one of the most significant routes for heavy metal exposure to humans. These chemicals are not biodegradable. They persist in the environment for long periods of time, increasing exposure risk. Also, Ghana has an e-waste dump. These two developing nations share many of the same characteristics. They have polluted air, impoverished citizens, contaminated water, and hundreds of millions of tons of e-waste brought in each year from first world nations such as Germany, UK, and America. Adults and children who live or work near the e-waste dumps are exposed to toxic chemicals every day, leading to cardiovascular disease, DNA damage, and possibly cancer.
Secondly, e-waste should be disposed properly to prevent data leak due to improper data destruction. This e-waste crisis does not simply stop at the environmental and health detriments, it also leads to an upsurge in cybercrime. A recent study by the National Association of Information Destruction (NAID) found that 30% of the recycled computers had hard drives that still contained sensitive personal data. Computers, cell phones, and digital copiers containing private information are amongst the piles of e-waste that are shipped to developing countries, and most times under the previous owner's assumption that all their information had been wiped clean. Salvaged hard drives are resold in open markets where organized criminals seek them out for the personal information that they store. Patients' health records, social security numbers, and bank account numbers are also things that are leaked. The illegal activity has worsened to the point that the U.S. State Department has labeled Ghana as one of the top places in the world for cybercrime. Companies and individuals are seen as the cause of this leakage due to their improper ways of disposing electronics at the end of life. All used forms of data storage must be disposed properly in order to prevent possible data leakage. Despite the data storage industry warning, some companies continue to put themselves in risk by not disposing their electronic waste properly. With industry regulations, responsible recyclers, and an international commitment to the end of the problem, big changes are possible and it can start anywhere.
Lastly, effects of e-waste on the environment through landfills. When we throw out our computers, they wind up in landfills, causing the possibility of toxic metal leaching into the groundwater. Toxic metals in e-waste leach into our supply of resources, threatening their integrity. When e-waste is warmed up, toxic chemicals are released into the air, damaging the atmosphere. E-waste management is a critical consideration for future generations as proper electronic recycling is becoming harder to find.
Reporting live from a landfill, our fellow reporters Shannon and Victory will be speaking to you about pollution.
Air pollution. Many rudimentary e-waste processing plants are not ethically run or safe. For example, some e-waste traffickers burn open copper wires in order to get the copper inside, a valuable commodity. The open burning can release hydrocarbons into the air, while the chemical stripping of gold-plated computer chips leads to the emission of brominated dioxins and heavy metals. A recent study of the environmental effects of the largest e-waste landfill in the world in Wuyu, China, found airborne dioxins to be 100 more prevalent than previously measured.
For water pollution, cathode ray tubes often found in older televisions, video cameras, and computer monitors are often broken apart, the yolk removed and the shell dumped. Contents in the shell such as lead and barium could leach through the soil and into the groundwater of the local communities. This endangers not only the people who drink and bath in this water, and also the different species of wildlife that rely on the water. For example, the amount of e-waste dumped in Ghana is increasing annually about 20,000. The local aquatic environment has a high potential high risk because of the piles of e-waste components stored outside and routinely drenched or flooded by rainfall, producing runoff from storage sites to local waterways. Both water and sediment samples show that e-waste related contaminant shave entered Ghana's waterways. The extent of pollution produced in key water bodies of Ghana underscores the need of aquatic risk assessments of many contaminants released during e-waste processing.
Thank you, Victory and Shannon. So now I'm going to be talking about safe ways to dispose your devices. Although e-waste can end up being disposed in the wrong place, there are several ways to prevent your devices being disposed in third world countries or even having your information stolen. Your device could be reused or recycled by someone else. Firstly, you should remove all personal information such as emails, account information, text messages, and voicemails. It is very important to do this before you dispose your device. So how is this done? Firstly, some devices have reset buttons that allow you to wipe nearly everything you have stored on it, and you can also transfer information to your other devices like your laptop before doing this. For more detailed information on how to wipe your device, you could read the manual of the device or visit the website of the device manufacturer.
Secondly, remove the SIM card and SD card. These may still contain your personal information even if the device itself has been wiped. So you should remove and clear data stored on these as well. It is very essential to ensure that all the information is gone by going through your phone again and resetting it more than once. Make sure to delete apps stored on the device as well as their data. Once your device is clean, you can move on to what to do with it. There are different ways to dispose and recycle of a device. Firstly, the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, has commission working to ensure that e-waste is properly dealt with. Its website offers many resources, including a list of recyclers that are certified to be ethical and environmentally friendly. Many electronic retailers such as Best Buy and Staples also offer opportunities to recycle your e-waste, depending on where you drop your obsolete device at offer. You may be eligible for tax credits or store coupons. Secondly, city-operated programs. Some cities in the country provide their own household hazardous waste collection events and services, although participation in these local city programs and events is restricted to residents of those cities. Each city has their own limitations, so you can contact them to find out about their programs. Keep an eye out for opportunities to indicate in local papers and websites to find out if your town has a program similar to this.
Thank you for watching, and that's all we have for you right now.